here's something you want to think about. You can remote access these things from wherever you are. I can set that up if you want. Just give me your passcode.
No. Not gonna happen.
Good choice. But you could set that up if you want to. I mean, you know, you're out of town on a business trip. You might want to check up on the missus,
Right.
make sure she's safe.
Right.
Or whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
You know, girls, they like to have a girls' time. You're out of town. And why wouldn't they, you know? You don't expect things like, you know, she's spread eagle on the floor, banging the mailman. Special delivery! Not on our bed! You dirty bird! In front of the dog! Oh, the dog's so upset. I mean, you know, you're at a security convention in Albuquerque, screaming at the top of your lungs the quality in!
I remember Albuquerque.
You can scratch your way through that camera!
David, you're no stranger to sort of the spoof genre, doing comebacks and other films.
Right.
I was curious what it was like to sort of be in this film, you know, kind of a genre that Marlon created, and, you know, what it was like to kind of work with him and be in this film.
Well, he's a gifted young man, and he's a lot of fun to play with. And so he just really, it's such an inviting set when he comes on. He's, you know, just lets you do whatever you want and encourages more, like more, like really. Go, do anything you want. And that's rare and unique, so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
He's pretty talented for a first-timer, right? In
comedy. He's done a couple things. He's been around for a little.
Just things, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, to not have a solid background in comedy, he really pulled this one off.
Is doing this type of film, like a sort of a spoof comedy, is it different than other comedic movies? Is there a different sort of approach?
It depends on the nature of the script and what the story is. And we were talking about that earlier. It's like, we come to service the scripts. It's not that, because we have an ensemble of funny people, we don't try to out-funny the other person. Right. We stay grounded for what the scene is. So, yeah, it just depends on what the movie is that determines how you attack it.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a little bit about Ray Ray, creating this character, because obviously he's sort of playing on the humor of stereotyping, the stereotypical sort of character. In creating that role, you know, playing off of that, was it difficult for you to sort of find the balance between, or was that sort of the point of poking fun at these stereotypes?
The point is because this is such a wild comedy, and everything is either all the way to the right or all the way to the left. I could go there openly and just be a thug, you know, stereotypical or whatever, but it's actually not so stereotypical when you meet a couple of real
Did you do
thugs.
some research? Did you?
Yeah. There's a few of them that are actually like that. Maybe not as animated as I was, but yeah, it's not unheard of to have a cousin who's in a gang that can come handle some
issues.
Shit.
Yeah, when it comes down. About your character, did you do any research? Did you watch any of these ghost hunter shows, or how did you or did you just sort of play David Koechner as the ghost hunter?
Well, here's the other thing that people want to dance around. He's also a racist.
He's a racist.
Nobody wants to bring it up. So that was, for me, the dance. Like, well, how can I make fun of this guy while also playing this guy and letting people know it's kind of twofold. You play it straight.
You have two missions, too. Like, you want to sell all these cameras to this guy in the surveillance system, and you want to be a racist and say the N-word around him.
And say, hey, who is the
owner
owner here?
You played it so well, to carry out both missions simultaneously, that's a hard thing to do.
It does go through your mind because people will think, oh, he's really like that.
Right.
And so you just hope that you play it well enough that it's convincing, but at the same time, you don't want people coming up and going, looking at you going, I know who you are.
But the honesty in it is, you've thought it before. White people have thought it. Black people, we have our own judgments of white people or of every other race. So, you know, we all think it. So for him to play it out in a comedic way is like...
It's kind of fun.
It's hilarious in a movie.
It's fun to be a racist in a movie.
In a movie. It's fun to make, in my mind, I'm making fun of a person that's a racist.
Right.
Because they're, you know, stupid, dull, and vapid and need to learn about the world, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's the point. You're satirizing a person who's like that. Yeah. So that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
So, but to say it's fun to play a racist.
You don't want to go on the record
really
saying that.
Yeah.
It's a broad statement.
It's a broad statement. Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Great
okay,
talking to you.
a pleasure.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. Come on, jam.
Man, that breath is kicking. I can only imagine what the kitty smell like.
And if you think that's some freaky stuff, wait until you see what we have in store for you right here on Facebook. Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to like us and follow us.